You look at it on film, I mean, is there anything you would do differently? Obviously, that's a one-on-one.
Yeah.
Take that shot.
Yeah, probably just lead him a little bit further so he could wouldn't have to slow up and try and time his jump. He could just run right into it. But yeah, that's probably the only thing.
Carson, this team's had a lot of early success. I think 5 straight games down scoring on the opening drive. How much of that is due to scripting and the work that you're putting in the week leading up to the game?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of that credit goes to Coach. I mean, he is meticulous about figuring out how do we want to start this game and how do we want to attack them early. And so Coach does a great job of that. Obviously, it's not always successful for us, but for the most part, he's very meticulous with that. And, you know, he has a really good feel going into most ball games. And we all trust what he's calling, and we execute it for the most part fairly well.
I'm curious, when you went back and watched the tape from the Bucs game, you know, we asked about this after the game, 26 consecutive throws. Obviously, they weren't all called throws.
Yep.
Did you feel with the lead, you guys lost something by not being able to run the ball a little bit in that stretch? How did you kind of see it when you watched the tape?
Nah, I never felt like it was just way out of whack or any of those things. You know, I thought we kind of opened up our offense by throwing the ball because they stacked the box, so we had to get them out of that. And I thought we did some good things and had some success. And even, you know, that second half we had success, and then we had the turnover. So it really just boiled down to those turnovers and kind of shooting ourselves in the foot, which really kind of, you know, ended up ultimately costing us the ball game.
Carson, does it ever cross your mind when you come to the line of scrimmage, like, okay, numbers aren't in your favor, you check to a pass, something like that, screw it, we've got Jonathan Taylor, we got to give him.
So, I mean, there's criteria every time. Every time we call a play, and coaches get me prepared for that. You know, I think it's, okay, on this play you're looking for this, or this play you're looking for this. A lot of them, hey, we're just going to call it and run it. And you know, because we trust our guys and we trust JT. Hey, maybe that extra hitter is at 6 yards, but we trust JT to, you know, to make him miss at the line or whatever. So, again, there's criteria on every single play, and we're not going to be perfect. We're not going to get it right every time and get the right checks or all of that, but we talk through about every situation you can imagine.
What do you see like Ashton doing as a receiver?
He's explosive. You know, he's explosive and super reliable. You know, he obviously doesn't get a ton of reps, but when he does, I mean, he just keeps shows up and makes plays. I can think of a handful this year already, and even when it's maybe the ball's not going to him, you know, he's continuing on the backside of concepts or the front side, whatever it is. I mean, he's just winning routes. He's just winning and just very reliable, and a guy that we can plug in and in the slot, out wide. He'll go in and block. And I mean, everybody knows he goes and makes play after play on special teams too. So he does a lot for this team.
Carson, when you look at how this has gone with you guys in losing games, can you pinpoint why you guys still have not been able to pull that again? We know teams are going to make a run at some point, but your 3 biggest losses have been against teams that likely will make the playoffs this season. Has there been a common denominator as you've gone through the season on why you guys haven't been able to pull that again?
It's hard to say. You know, at the end of the day, you know, when you play good teams, there's just such a small margin for error, you know, and I think it's every game's probably different, but we make mistakes at the wrong time, or we kind of let up or whatever it is. I wouldn't say physically let up, but we just make mistakes and we don't execute one play, and all of a sudden it just there it goes, you know. And so against good teams, we just got to be really dialed in on the details for 4 quarters, not just 3 quarters. We can't take a drive off or a snap off. We got to be dialed in those clutch moments, so to speak.
Is that more of a mental toughness in your eyes? You said being dialed in, how to be mentally be able to handle any adversity that's going to be thrown at you, win the team, you know, all those things up?
Yeah, I mean, it can be mental toughness, it can be discipline, it can be a lot of things. I mean, they get paid too, and the opposing team obviously does a good job in some of those scenarios of making things tough for us too. So it just comes down to execution, and it can be a handful of things as to why, you know, sometimes it doesn't go our way.
Seems like your connection with T.Y.'s gotten a little bit better, more efficient the past 2 weeks. Just what's the process been like learning to play with him and how he, you know, how he does things when, you know, obviously you missed time in preseason, he's missed time during the season. What do you think it is right now?
Yeah, I mean, process similar with him as it honestly has been with everybody. It's just kind of figuring it out as we go to some extent. You know, you only get so many reps, and this late in the year, you know, you're not practicing 3 times a week like full speed, and so you just make the most of the reps that you get, and a lot of it comes down to just talking through, okay, how do you see this route? How do you see the top of this route so I can feel your body language, all of those things. So a lot of it is just communication and not even so much all of the physical reps, but we do take advantage of all the reps that we can get.
Carson, you mentioned again, during the season, players come and go and injuries and all this. When someone like Badgley comes in off the street,
Yeah.
and he's just been at a high level, how do you kind of view what he's done?
It's awesome. It's awesome, and I mean, it's a huge part of our team, of our offense, and you know, it's one of those things where if you can just convert on all your kicks, PATs, field goals, you know, nothing's a gimme in this league, you know, and so for him to come in and be as consistent as he's been, it's a huge credit to him, and it means a lot to this team, and you know, we look forward to him continuing that.
You say just convert all your kicks. I mean, there's a little room for error with the kicker, because every time he's in the field, there's points on the line, I guess.
For sure. No, I mean, he's got obviously a high stress position. It's not an easy one, and they're not, like I said, they're not gimmies by any stretch of the word, even the PATs. So he's done a great job really filling in and really taking advantage of his chance.
Frank's talked a little bit in the past about how T.Y. kind of runs routes a little bit differently. Is that something you've seen, and how would you describe what he does?
Oh yeah, it's definitely different. You know, I saw that, you know, right after I got traded this offseason, just watching film and just trying to figure out the receivers and skill positions, and it's unique. It's unique, but it's also why he gets open. You know, it's just different. His body language is different. He doesn't have a lot of tells when he's, you know, going to break one way or the other, and so it just takes time and just understanding. You know, like I said, it's a lot of just feel out there and understanding, you know, body language and understanding who you're throwing to. But it's been fun to see, you know, because like I said, it's so unique and it's different, and it's also why he gets open so much.
Maybe it's a softball, but I'm genuinely curious. Like, how much are you sleeping with little?
I'm sleeping well. Shout out to my wife, because she's handling all the middle of the night adventures there with baby number 2. So, but I'm getting good sleep.
How old is he? And your oldest is how old?
19 months. 19 months. So yeah, we took family pictures yesterday. That was probably the toughest workout I've had in a while. Getting 2 kids ready for family pictures. Appreciate it.